What's up guys, Mad Fragger back again. Got another fragrance review video for you, and today I want to do a quick first impressions on a new Dua fragrance that I picked up. Just took it out of the mailbox a little bit ago, and that's going to be Dua Air 423. And this is Dua's inspiration, Dua's version, I guess you could say, of Paco Rabanne's Golden Oud, which was a fragrance that Paco Rabanne released in 2023. I've heard a lot of great things about it. Maybe about a month ago, I was putting in an order and I was real close to pulling the trigger on the Golden Oud. I decided not to go with it at the time. And so I saw that Dua had their interpretation of Golden Oud. And I said, man, I've got to try that, because I was already, like, I'm a leather fragrance enthusiast. I love leather fragrances. I know that it had like it was a fragrance that had like a leather kind of thing going on, and it seemed very interesting to me and outside of what Paco Rabanne normally does in their 1 million line and the 1 million flankers, much different than what you would expect from a 1 million flanker in the Golden Oud. And so I was really interested in checking it out, and so I picked up this Air 423. And the first thing I'll tell you is that it's like other Duas. It's an extrait de parfum. It has a great atomizer, pressurized atomizer, which I really appreciate in the Dua fragrances. And I get this out of the mailbox, I spray it on, and the first thing that I thought of was another fragrance that I have, which is Qaid Al-Shabab by Lattafa. Now this is a clone of, don't hate on me if I'm wrong, because I think that this is a clone of Memo Paris, because they have a few, Memo Paris has a few leather fragrances. I think this is the Italian leather. Memo Paris Italian leather is what I believe this is a clone of. I could be wrong though, but I think that's what it is. Anyway, if you guys have ever went to like a flea market, one of these flea market stands or shops where they sell handmade leather bags, belts, purses, wallets, that kind of thing, like that kind of like really rough kind of cowboy leather kind of smell, that is what is in this fragrance, and that is what I got on the initial spray on this one. I was getting that kind of like cowboy leather, that rough kind of cowboy leather kind of smell off the top, and so much so that it reminded me of Qaid Al-Shabab. So I decided, well, hell, I'm going to do a side-by-side on these because it's just really reminding me of this fragrance. So I put a spray of the Al-Shabab on my right hand, and then I had the 423 on my left. And as the fragrance dries down, let me just say this, it becomes less similar to the Al-Shabab as it dries down. In the open, you get a lot of that kind of rough leather kind of smell that is immediately going to remind you of Al-Shabab. But the Al-Shabab goes in a direction of, it's got some white and yellow florals on the edges there, and just a different direction with it. This one opens up with that kind of, you get that kind of, like I said, that rough leather kind of like smell, like you notice that. But then as it starts to dry down, it becomes much more balsamic. It's a really kind of dark and resinous type of fragrance. Definitely going to be a great one for cooler weather. Very rich, and there's oud. The oud in this definitely has like a nice funk to it. And I mean, if you're somebody who is really like sensitive to oud and doesn't really care for oud, especially when it tends to lean in an animalic direction, not that this one leans in that direction really hard, but you do get a funk in this one when it starts to dry down. As it starts to dry down, you get like kind of a funkiness, but it's a good funkiness, at least to my nose. I mean, I'm just enamored with it. I'm a big leather fragrance fan. I love leather, and I love to see what direction fragrance houses when they take a leather note, a leather accord, and they, put different twists on it. Like you got leather that's citrusy, you got leather that's like in this case, leather that's got like some kind of floral aspect to it. Like I love trying different types of leather fragrances. But now this one, again, maybe it's just because the Al Shabaab is something that I'm familiar with, and that note kind of just stuck out to me personally. But when this opens up, you do get that kind of like rough cowboy leather kind of smell, but then it starts to kind of transform, and definitely this one has some spiciness to it. There's some really good spice coming in here. You get the saffron, you get that balsamic kind of smell. You get, it's very, like I said, it's very deep, very rich, kind of dark kind of fragrance. And I mean, I love it. I'm already loving this fragrance. I'm just assuming here that the performance is going to be decent based on the vibe that it's given me off the initial spray, and the fact that, like I haven't been doing these Duas very long. I just started kind of exploring the world of Dua fragrances, but the last Dua that I picked up, which was also the first, that one has great performance. They are extrait de parfum concentration, and the Rendezvous, the Midnight Rendezvous that I got from Dua, that one has great performance. I've been wearing it now off and on here for the last couple weeks, and I really appreciate the performance I'm getting out of that one. So I'm just kind of assuming I'll come back with a full review on this one as usual, as per the usual. When I do a first impression review, I will come back and do a full review on it. But at this point, it seems like it's going to be a decent performer. And as far as the scent profile goes, it is great. You do get the leather, you do get that like that darkness and that richness. And I mean, I've not had a chance to sample Golden Oud, but based on the way I've heard it described, and based on what I've smelled out of this one, which is an inspiration of it, yeah, I mean, this is a great scent profile, especially for me. Like, this is the kind of scent profile that really speaks to me, that I really enjoy. Can't wait for fall, the cool fall days to come, so that I can, wear this and really like get what I feel it would be the best, benefit out of a fragrance like this, which is to wear it in the cooler weather. But yeah, just off first impression, and just like I said, I just took this out of the mailbox about an hour ago. Just my first impression of it is, it's very, very good. It definitely is going to be somebody that, if you like leather fragrances, you're going to get that. If you like rich, dark kind of fragrances for cool weather, you got that. It's got some sweetness. It's got some balsamic quality to it. Like, really, really good. I'm really glad that I decided to pick this one up. And I just saying, like, in the future, I don't see myself picking up Golden Oud. Just as a result of that I found this fragrance and I picked this one up. I probably won't pick up Golden Oud unless this one, doesn't have a great performance, which I doubt. I mean, I'm I'm pretty sure that it's going to have decent enough performance that that's not going to be an issue that makes me say, oh, I need to get the Golden Oud because this one doesn't perform well. I don't think that's going to be the case. Probably going to end up skipping on picking up Golden Oud because I picked this one up. And, I would say off first impression, off first sniff, to this point, being that I took it out of the mailbox an hour ago, I'm going to give this a recommendation of hats off. I'm going to give this, like, on first impression. Now, this is just a first impression score. I'm going to give this about like an 8.5 out of 10, maybe, on the first impressions. This seems like it's going to be a really good one, guys. If you're somebody who, is into those type of fragrances as I described, pick this one up and check it out. The Duas are not that expensive. They're not, they're not real expensive to pick up, and they got all kinds of choices for you to choose from in the Duo lineup. But if this is this style of fragrance is something that you're interested in, definitely check this one out from Duo and pick it up. I love it already so far, and I'll come back and do a full review and let you know a little bit more about it in the future. But thanks for joining me today, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Please put a like, hit the thumbs up. Trying to get my trying to build up this channel, trying to grow the channel, and things like that I think really help. But I'm not normally the kind of like, I give fully honest reviews. I don't do any editing. I just sit here and talk about fragrances, and I hope that you guys appreciate that. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I appreciate you watching. I'm the Mad Fragger. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.